well. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Когай Е.Ф. I'm an English teacher of Modern, Humanitarian and Technical College in Taras. I'm glad to see you, and let's begin our lesson.
The topic of our lesson is interesting facts about genetics. Learning objectives of our lesson are understand main points in extended text on a wide range of unfamiliar, general and curricular topics. Use a growing range of vocabulary which is appropriate to topic and genre and which is spelled accurately. Topical vocabulary. Listen attentively and repeat after me. Characteristics, genes, genetics, cells, DNA, chromosomes, inherit, diseases. Exercise number 1B. Look at the picture and read the title of the article. What do you think is happening in the picture? How is this related to a world without disease? Let's read the text. A world without disease. If you could change something about yourself, what would it be? Maybe you'd like to grow taller. Perhaps you'd like the ability to run the fastest or learn languages more quickly. How about living longer? A lot of these characteristics come from your genes. The information in your body that has been passed on from your parents to you, and some come from the environment you were brought up in. Unfortunately, we can also inherit diseases from our parents' genes. But all that might change soon thanks to the science of genetics and more specifically gene editing. Gene editing, sometimes called genetic engineering, could mean the end of life-threatening illnesses like cancer or heart disease. It could also mean that we will be able to select characteristics for our unborn children. We already eat genetically modified food. In the future, we may have designed babies. Parents may get to choose how strong a child will be, the color of their hair, or whether they have brown eyes or green. There is a lot of debate about the rights and wrongs of creating designer babies, but the benefits of gene editing are clear: a world without disease. Your body is made of trillions of cells. Inside each cell, you have 46 chromosomes, 23 from your mother and 23 from your father. Chromosomes are made of DNA. A gene is a short section of DNA that determines a characteristic like how curly your hair is or the size of your ears. Genes that don't function properly can cause disease by removing or replacing the faulty genes in an unborn child. Scientists might be able to prevent a disease before it develops. This is called gene editing. Exercise number 2. Read the sentences from 1 to 8 and decide if they are true, false, or doesn't say. 1. Not all our characteristics come from our genes. 2. Diseases cannot be passed on through genes. 3. Cells have chromosomes from both parents. 4. A gene is made up of DNA. 5. Genes sometimes don't work correctly. 6. Genetic engineering may stop heart disease. 7. Genetically modified food is better than normal food. 8. The writer of the article is in favor of designer babies. Very well, let's check up our answers. Exercise number 3. Fill in. Debate, inherited, cells, prevent, made, determines, characteristics, brought. Okay. Very well. Let's check up our answers. Exercise number 4A. Match the columns to make allocations. 1. Live. 2. Inherit. 3. Gene. 4. Faulty. 5. Genetically modified. 6. Designer. A. Babies. B. Editing. C. Food. D. Longer. E. Disease. F. Genes. Very well. Let's check up our answers. Now, let's watch the video 18 Things You Should Know About Genetics.
You are part of a diverse array of organisms that inhabit the biosphere on Earth. Bacteria, plants, animals, and you are all carbon and water-based cellular forms with complex organization and heritable genetic information. So, are you curious what makes you, you? Your genes make you, you. Genes make up the set of instructions that are given to you from your mother and your father. These instructions are in almost every cell of every living thing and are stored on extremely long strands of chemicals called DNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, and these long strands are called chromosomes. Chromosomes are made up of many genes. One gene is a specific sequence of DNA on a chromosome that provides particular cellular instruction. DNA is shaped like a ladder that's been twisted, which is called a double helix. The steps of the ladder are made of 4 main chemicals called bases: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. The particular order of A's, T's, G's, and C's is extremely important as it determines whether you are a banana, rhinoceros, or a human. It also determines whether you have brown hair, blue eyes, or green skin. The sides of the ladder are made of alternating sugar and phosphate molecules. The entire DNA sequence is called a genome, and in humans is 3.2 billion base pairs. This would take 9.5 years to read out loud without stopping. It would take someone typing at 10 words per minute for 8 hours a day, 50 years to type the entire human genome. If you unwrap your DNA from one cell, it would extend more than 6 feet long. If you unwrap all of the DNA in all of your cells, it would reach the moon 6,000 times. All 3 billion bases of your genome would take 3 gigabytes of computer storage space. Your entire DNA sequence would fill 200 New York City telephone directories. You are 99.9% identical to the person next to you. Only 0.1% of our genetic makeup differs. Less than 2% of your DNA carries recognizable instructions to make proteins. The rest is called junk DNA, as it does not currently appear to code for anything. It takes around 8 hours for one of your cells to completely copy its DNA sequence.
Your home task for the next lesson is exercise number 8. Collect information online about famous people related to genetics. Write in a short quiz. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye. Our lesson is over.